Yo, Trey.
Yo.
Get your
Oh,
coffee.
man. Oh, sorry, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's springtime. That means my allergies have gone to SHIT.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, listen. It is another Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday. We are in the last weekend or weekend day of March, which means we are burrowing into April. Puns intended because of Groundhog's Day. All right. And it is time for the real road, WrestleMania week. WrestleMania week is the real road to WrestleMania. This is where the fanfare happens. This is where you get your last two Raw and SmackDowns, which should or supposed to be at least a 3.5 out of 5 at minimum. That's what they should be as you're going into the premium live event of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. And who better to cover it than us? All right. Hey, so without further ado, let's talk about wrestling like nobody else in the world. Let's get ready for the first Black Champ podcast. And I'm the pick. Hacksaw him, Duggan. Cam from the port.
Now I'm VP DOC JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcast. Barbershop Digital is the home of First Black Champ Podcast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at FBC_POD, Instagram FBC.POD. And get that Mercury C Camp got the gray joint on. Hey, I'm jealous, not just of the gray joint.
Okay.
I'm jealous of your hair.
Oh man,
because you could do the half hoodie up, but it like stops at a certain point because you got enough hair to stop it in the back. I can't do that at all. Like my shit. When I do it, I look like an uncircumcised penis.
Yikes!
When I do that, I can't do that. It's just like I look like an uncircumcised penis or a nun in the back.
And
I'm hating.
Hey, well, you know what? Hey, listen, I'm going to say, even though the hair is helping, what I will say is this. I'm actually doing this as a quick audio hack. I think I broke, or my headphones just appear to have broken earlier, mid last week. It's been a good it might be a good 5-year run. I think I bought these like in 2018 or 19. But now I'm just using this to hold this one closer to my ear.
I did that shit 3 weeks ago. And I couldn't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like, even with the hack, I couldn't do that shit. Still look like the uncircumcised penis.
Like the RoboCop joint where it's just like the back.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, I look like, what's my man name? Damn, I forgot the cop on RoboCop name already.
Oh, yo, I know you're talking.
Shit's like this. Marvel just sitting up there like, I'm alive. Like, nah, fam, you technically you alive. Shouts out to Beat Out on. Yeah. Hey, so I've been doing Ramadan light.
Yeah. Yeah, this was funny. This was a funny revelation earlier in the week too.
I call it Ramadan light. So shouts out to my man Weso, whose birthday was the other day. Happy birthday. 28 with no kids. Yeah, 28 with no kids. You know what I'm saying? So happy birthday to him. But Ramadan is here, and he's Muslim. And I meant to ask him, like, do African Muslims say Muslim? And black people say Muslim? I mean Muslim? Like, because did you not have always say like black people say I'm Muslim?
Yeah.
Like Africans say Muslim, like
I'd be so confused because it's Muslim or Muslim and it's Islam or Islam. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's new. But then I heard Beanie Siegel and Freeway say it, and I was like, oh, maybe that's always been the pronunciation. I don't know. Is it Islam? Is it Islam? Is it Muslim? Is it Muslim? I don't know.
Yeah. Black people like to try to put some emphasis on some shit.
Yeah.
To make it feel special. It's like I'm Muslim, but then if I talk to an African Muslim, they're like, I'm Muslim. What you talking about? Right. But he be saying Assalamu alaikum, and he be saying that like totally different than what I'm used to hearing from Muslims in movies. So that's why I'm going to ask him that. I totally forgot to ask him that. But But anyway, I told him that I'll support him.
Okay.
By doing a day. I said originally it was going to be a day. I ended up doing 3 days.
There we
and
go.
Today was been the 4th, but I ate after sundown because I got up late. And sunrise is 6:45 here today. And I ate at 6:55.
Okay.
And even though I'm 10 minutes off, like I just felt like religion purposes, I can't eat 10 minutes off and be like, yo, I'm still doing Ramadan. So I'm probably still not gonna eat because until sundown, just because what my body is used to right now. But I just felt bad, like, nah, I can't do that or whatever. High five. What's wrong with you?
Oh man.
It's very rarely that Liam like runs and cries to me like that as you see him behind me.
So you got the smooth Afro puff. I dig it.
Like this is great for social too. Because let's give y'all an idea of what I deal with sometimes. Like, look at him, he just crying. He just ran up to me and was like, that normally don't happen. You all right? You all right, man? Go ahead. But anyway, I said that I would do Ramadan with him. Did it the first day, but I did not prepare correctly. And what I mean by that is I barely had anything to eat. Day one. Bro, I'll say I was around here famished. I was starving. I was famished. My head was hurting. But I said Ramadan light. What I did not know for Ramadan, I did not pay attention to this when they would talk about this with Hakeem Olajuwon on Sports Center. I did not know they wasn't eating and drinking until Sunday.
Oh, so they totally let God provide.
Hey,
I see that.
Before sunset, sunrise, before sunrise, get it in. Because when sunrise happens,
it's done. Wow. Now, see, I don't know. That's a new tier, and I've been fasting for, I think, 5 years now. But I'm water all day,
man.
So that would be.
Yeah, I told him I'm gonna do light. I'm gonna drink water, but it's gonna be light. So I'm doing Ramadan light, drinking water. I ain't did nothing else though. So the first day was a struggle. Day 2 and 3, day 3 though, easy with water. Let me preface that with water. Those and I felt different. Like I was lighter, like I was light on my feet, even though I didn't get that much sleep because of the kids. I felt like I got enough sleep to like move around. I was more active and all of that stuff. You know, it like the diabetes, I had to check on that a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like my mind has been a bit clearer. I'm going to implement some type of Ramadan light in my daily routine now. And I know it said you got health conditions exceptions, but that's what the light's for. That's what the water's for. And don't get me wrong, I checked my numbers and I was like, they not high,
right?
But they high enough for me to be like, all right, let me chill out, fam.
Hey, but R.I.P. Dr. Sebi would be like, no, you just gotta turn the corner. you gotta keep going.
Right. Funny that you said Dr. Sebi. I was watching Artemis Gordon's IG, and and he was talking about how guess apparently like Left Eye Man had herpes, and then she went to go Dr. Sebi. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I forgot what doc I watched, but it was his. He told her, you got to do what Jesus did. You got to fast for 40 days and 40 nights. So did that, destroyed all the toxins and strengthened her white blood cells, and then he put her on the alkaline diet, and it cured her herpes. That's what she said. That's what he said. Left Eye told her before, she unfortunately died. So yeah, like, because his the science behind everything Dr. Sebi is like, well, we're all alkaline beings, and what y'all doing when you eat all this meat and this processed stuff and all these other, and you take all this medicine, is that you're killing your alkaline level. So if you want to fight off diseases, you want to fight off different viruses and bacteria, you want to improve your bone density and your strength, he's like, you got to get on this alkaline diet. Now, it don't look sexy. A lot of it don't taste good. But, I mean, hey, he was apparently doing the Van Damme jumps on tables at 80. So I'm not at liberty to tell him what he was doing wasn't working.
Yeah.
but
not liberty to tell an 80-year-old person what ain't working or what not. You 80.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? With no health conditions either. So you know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, no, I definitely seen that in one of his doc. I wish I remember which one it was. But yeah, yep. And because I mean, shoot, if he can cure AIDS, herpes ain't shit,
Yeah.
And he won that case in New York.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Increase your alkaline level, everybody. That's what the First Black Champ podcast is telling you.
Yeah, even though I got Evian and stuff, I be drinking alkaline water and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
I just be drinking water heavily. Like, it's either drink a lot of water. I mean, I drink a Pepsi or two here and there. I drink Pepsis like it's like a shot of tequila. Like every once in a while, it's time for me to drink. And since I don't drink at home, yeah, it's wild. I want to ignore that one because I didn't want to laugh. I didn't want to laugh that hard. But hurt my girt, fam.
Oh shit!
What the hell y'all doing out there?
Yeah.
Who came up with that?
Man,
hurt my girt, fam.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I will say this, and I'm sorry, this is not a hip hop show, but we are hip hop Black culture people. When I did hear that she had herpes, I was like, so damn, was that Andre Rison, Tupac, or Eric Sermon?
No, so
which one of those three?
So no, see, that's the crazy thing is in the Instagram post, it said that Andre Rison, somebody said that Andre Rison gave her something that she couldn't get rid of. That's why she went to Dr. Sebi. I don't know. But according to Artemis Gordon and a couple of other folks, Pac never hit.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Pac never hit. Her and Pac had a relationship as such where as they knew that things would go totally left if they did. It's almost like, so here's me pitching the show. They ain't got even nothing to do with Black people on First Black Champ. But one of my favorite shows of 2023 is Daisy Jones and the Six. It's on Amazon Prime. If y'all got a chance to watch it, go watch it, especially if you like Fleetwood Mac in some of those 70 groups. Because of my cousin Vincent, I become a fan of Fleetwood Mac.
Awesome.
And then learning the story of Fleetwood Mac and all of them is even more wild. But it's a book called Daisy Jones and the Six. It's a fictional group that they basically use like elements of Fleetwood and a lot of 70s groups or whatever.
Okay.
But the show is amazing. But the main character, Daisy Jones, she enters a band with a dude named Billy Dunn and his brother and their guys, whatever. But the central part of the story is how Billy and Daisy love each other, but they can't go because both of them are like broken people and all of that. And really, if they fall in love, they would never see each other at their best self. But also Billy is a whole ass married with a kid too. So it's a very interesting story. But when I heard the story of Left Eye and Pac, that's the first thing that come to mind. Like, yo, we ain't our best selves when we together, but we love each other. So if we get with each other today, we'll never see our best selves. We'll just be out here wilding out. So, and then plus Pac apparently say she was crazy too.
I'm gonna cause some controversy here. potentially, depending on how big of a Pac fan you are, right?
I'm not that big of a Pac fan.
Well, no, I'm talking to our audience because we got B-Dot, we got Brandon in here, we got, what I'm saying, we got folks in here. I've noticed that since the pandemic till right now, with this story that you're telling me, Pac has a lot of those relationships.
Yeah.
Like Left Eye, Yo-Yo, Money Love, like Angie Martinez. Everybody seems to know Pac, but never hit. And this is also why I'm gonna call bullshit on the Faith thing. Like I'm just gonna call bullshit. And look, it's been 30 plus years now, I think. Or right at because Hit 'Em Up was 96. I'm sorry. So we almost at 30 years. And still, Faith is walking these streets calmly, denying it. Matter of fact, I hate to say it, she's kind of putting it out there that not only did it seem like Pac might have lied on his dick, it made it seem like he was going to pay for it. Now, look, you can watch the Drink Champs episode if you want. All right, you can watch the Faith and Lil Season on the Drink Champs episode, and she kind of talks about this. You can tell it's some edits. And one thing was very certain: Faith wasn't shy about who she let hit.
Yeah,
because I now respect Redman in a whole different way. I'll just put it like that.
Right. Yeah.
Because Redman was like, "Yeah, I've been on that. Y'all late." But saying that to say, man, I get who Pac was to a lot of people and compartmentalized in a lot of different ways, but we got to start doing things like analyzing correctly. Because look, all of these women were not like real friends. Well, Andre Rison says that him and Pac were real friends in this interview I just seen with him.
Yeah, the art of dialogue.
Yes. But these other guys, so what? And if Big is supposed to be his man's, that's the industry girl that you hit, and not these other free ones or these dudes that you ain't cool with. Like let's have real conversations.
I've come to the conclusion that a lot of celebrities lie on their dick.
Yeah,
I've been on that, and I think in the 90s, I don't think Pac is an exception to that.
No.
I mean, it was in the midst, especially since it was in the midst of a heated battle or beef. So you would think,
right.
It was in the midst of a heated incident. So it's like, I fucked your bitch. No, you didn't. Yeah, I know I didn't, but the world don't think that I fucked your bitch because I said I fucked your bitch. This is also two things, Camp.
Mm-hmm.
I said this on some dude pod. I'll say this here. This is why I don't debate with people no more.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I'm always skeptical of certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because being where I'm at in my life, I've seen a lot of shit too.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of stuff that has been proven to me false. Some things that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
As the wife would say, you had a chance and didn't even realize it. I've seen a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at stuff like that now compared to when I did when I was 1995, 1996,
mm-hmm.
I'm in the height of my adolescence. So there's some shit about celebrities I'm just gonna automatically believe because they celebrities. But then when I'm older now, I get to look back. Now hindsight is now 2020, and I'm like, man, y'all sure? Like y'all sure? And then the more I give you the not even a are you sure story, but damn, I didn't know story.
The
more that I'm older, the more I didn't know that MC Hammer will beat your ass.
Oh, yeah.
See, when you're younger, it's 1991, you're 9, 10 years old, and you see my man doing Can't Touch This, and he's just dancing. you don't really be like, dude could fight. You really don't. Like, not at that age, because you really just thinking boom, boom, boom. But then when Buddy go broke, like after being bankrupt and losing $30 million or whatever that was, you like, man, and then you start seeing him do pumps in the bump and all of these things. You're like, man, Buddy clown ass up out of here. And then comedians are doing jokes and shit about this dude too.
Yeah, they doing
jokes.
But
then when you get older and you start hearing stories, you like, oh damn. So MC Hammer and his brother was really pressing Marks. Wow.
Maybe I watched a little too much TV as we were children. But I want to say it was either on MTV or BET. They followed him around Oakland. And obviously I'm a child, but it wasn't no parachute pants.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't no shiny shoes. But he was walking up on crackheads. Oh, what's up, man? Like, what's up, bro? Hey, yo, hit them with something. And I was like, wait. And then he go into the old community center. People just showing on. I was like, it's Oakland. I was like, Oakland, California. I was like, where have I heard of Oakland? and then I started just, watching different stuff. I was like, oh. And then like I saw it again, like a few years later. I was like, oh, heck, was in the hood. It wasn't like, and he run the hood.
Yeah, but sometimes when you be seeing stuff like that, it's the Too Cold Scorpio complex. This is what I'll call it. Like Too Cold Scorpio gets out in the limo, bring a wrestling tie to it too. Too Cold Scorpio gets out in the limo. He starts, talking to the kids. They dance on their way to school. That's what I was equating a lot of this shit to, because it's like anybody, when you rich, then at that time, anybody could damn near go to the hood and be like, hey, welcome back. Hey, what up, man? You got $5 you can loan me? Yeah. But you don't never see him vice grip a nigga for doing too much on camera, because you got a reputation to uphold. You don't want to lose those sponsors. Like MC Hammer probably did yoke somebody up during the tape and say, hey, I'll whoop your ass. But you got to edit that out because you don't want to lose KFC as a sponsor. You don't want to lose Pepsi as a sponsor. But when you get older and you start seeing more, you start thinking, damn, did MC Hammer yoke somebody up on your MTV raps? And then you find out a story about what you had through to me when MC Hammer allegedly, walked up on homie from third base, MC Search. And it almost went down.
And for MC Search to be the guy.
Right. And Lover comes in and say, yeah, no, that was true. Like you realize that when you get older, you start to realize like everything ain't what it seems. Now, you do have those people that still are 40 years old and suspend that belief because of what they read in the Source magazine.
No, absolutely. I always kind of wish that I could, if I could travel back in time, I would want to be 20 in 88, 89.
Yeah, I know I would. I have a couple of reasons why. If I was 20 in 1988, I'd be rich or dead. I was in the midst of the crack era on 5017 West Iowa. I saw how much money they made when I went outside, those 17 to 21-year-olds. Why? Because they used to give me money to go get them a pop or something from the store. Hey, little homie. Hey, yo, here's some money. Keep the change. You just go get you a goddamn 50-cent pop, and they gave you a dub to get that pop. Now it's like, yo, hey, yo, let's go get some penny candy. Yeah. Thanks, drug dealer.
Well, now that Bang had mapped out what his plan would be, I was simply just going to say it would have been cool to see the whole dynamic, because, you know, obviously we're going to segue and get into rap beef, right? And I would have loved to see with my adult eyes how, even though there was so much, you know, riffing, beefing, dissing from 89 to like 95, Hammer stayed clear of all of that. And how could he? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, LL Cool J has something to say, but LL Cool J not necessarily the guy to play with either. But, you know, why is there no DJ Quick or Compton's Most Wanted diss to Hammer? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come there is no, like, you know, like the other rap, like how come Tim Dog really never dissed Hammer? Like, you know what I mean? I want to know about things like that. And I think being in that space, we're just like, oh man, because Hammer beat your ass. Like, that's why. Like, and he rich to fly to your crib and slap the shit out you and go home. Like, I would have loved to just been in that. I totally would have beat Michael Powell to the punch. I would have beat Mike Powell to the punch. The vibe would have been mine, if not the source. I would probably have found Dave Mays by then, because I'm like, yo, you know, these dudes.
Look at me, my bad. You want to be somebody.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
somebody legal.
I had no plans to sell crack.
That just shows you how much drugs I grew up around when I was younger. Because I said I would have probably been a drug, but you grew up on,
I mean, hey, look,
I grew up on Iowa Law, where I grew up at, and 12 o'clock come and they tell the little kids to move out the way because they're about to sell, and then you see a line from one block to another block, and then you see all the money that they got in your hands. Like, God, yeah, listen, my bad.
I understand.
It's 88, fam. Like,
I just would have been on Hammer's team. I just would have been like, you know, y'all don't press Hammer like this. Like that would have been my editorial. That would be my editorial.
Yeah, you're
and
right,
real quick
though.
To B Dot. Hey, she beat up Stevie J though. Faith Evans be beating up Stevie J.
Yeah, I think Faith. Hey, I ain't gonna front. I do think Faith Evans is abusive to Stevie J.
Yeah,
and like Stevie, they're like the couple that should not be together. They're the couples that I seen when I was younger. Like, it's this one couple. We're gonna talk about wrestling in 3 minutes
for sure.
And so, because look, it's just really WrestleMania predictions and some other shit. So give y'all some good content.
Y'all like this shit anyway.
So I ain't gonna name no names of the couple, but I think everybody in the hood or grew up in the hood has that one, like that mother or father or mother and father got that one friend of the family, that one couple that does wild shit to each other. Like my mother had a friend, I won't say their names just in case somebody be watching, like, oh, I know them. But they had one, and then plus it's part of the reason why I became managed, their daughter is the reason why I became managed. So it kind of like worked out for me, you know. And you know, when Mike B says, you know, bang, you grew up fast. It's like, yeah, because her parents was fighting and we would be watching nasty movies, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, for sure.
My mother would bring me over to her friend's house and like they'll all be playing spades and a nigga would cheat and there will always be a gun drawn or a knife drawn inside of the house. And I would be around and my mother would have to be like, yo, Lee, go in the other room, because I always like to be with the adults. I don't really like to be with the kids. And I'd be sitting there like, what the fuck going on over here? Like I realized I was so close to being Kane from Menace to Society in some cases. I just didn't have the older young kid in the crew that was like, yo, hold this gun. I'd be around shit. And like, it was one night where I'll never forget, where they were all kicking it and shit. And he slapped the shit out of her. And she was like, I'll be right back. And she grabbed the big ass knife in the set. And she was like, I'll cut you and kill you dead right here, nigga. And he was like, what the fuck that's gonna do to me? Bow. And hit him with the butt of the gun. And I was like, oh.
Mm.
And he stood over, was like, I'll kill you right now. My mama was like, Lee, go up in the other room. And I'm call my father. We gotta go now. And my father came over to that joint and grabbed my mom and said, yo, if y'all ever do that shit in front of my son again, I'll come back and I'll beat every last one of y'all. Take your knife and your gun, shoot, stab all of y'all. Don't do that in front of him. Okay, what y'all do in front of him, but you don't do that shit in front of my son.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's go. But that's why when you say that shit in '88, I'm like,
Hey, you know what? I shared the live stream today, so I'm gonna just respectfully shut up. Hey, everybody. I don't know who would pick today to listen, but I'll just shut up. I'm not gonna say anything.
I realized just in that moment how close I was being to Kane. I definitely could have been Kane if it was an older male that was very influential in my life that was like, hold this gun. Because I probably would have held the gun. And then next thing you know, I would have been, 13 driving around in a Mustang 5.0 because I definitely saw that. So let's talk about the wrestling.
Yeah, man. Back to wrestling, man. First Black Champ podcast. Where else could you hear about your 80s aspirations from your host?
What's crazy is some of our white listeners going to be like, where's the wrestling? It's 30 minutes into the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. WrestleMania is here. Before we get to our predictions, there was a couple of matches that were set and made that we were expecting to happen, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it, especially this one that I still don't give a fuck about.
Let's go.
But it's finally official. Rey Mysterio and Dominik Mysterio will be wrestling at WrestleMania. Don't know if it's day 1 or day 2, but they're going to be wrestling. And Camp, I don't know about you. I still don't give a damn about Rey Mysterio versus Dominik Mysterio because I believe that if this match were to happen, this match should have the mask and the career on the line for Rey Mysterio and the hair of Dominik Mysterio to be on the line. Dominik Mysterio either has to be humiliated by getting his hair cut, or since Rey is being inducted into the Hall of Fame, he has to put his mask and his career on the line. Like, for him to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend, and the only people that I've heard that's being nominated in this year's Hall of Fame is Rey Mysterio and the Great Muta, unless I missed something.
Andy Kaufman too.
Oh yeah, Andy Kaufman. That don't count though, because he did.
Well, I want to say this because I was hoping we talk about Muta and Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
The reason why I think Andy Kaufman is a great induction to the Hall of Fame is because when I was, I think 11 or 12, and I heard that story with him and Jerry Lawler, I really thought he died. So that's Oscar award winning to me. Like, I thought Andy Kaufman died because Jerry Lawler killed him. Like that, I'll let that out the bag right now on the First Black Champ podcast. I thought Andy Kaufman was dead because Jerry Lawler killed him. So imagine my surprise when he actually died. I was like, oh, whoa, that wouldn't happen. And I will admit, I think that Andy Kaufman, Jerry Lawler, I think that is the undisputed blueprint for how to draw heat and have a match as a celebrity. I think that, obviously, well, Logan Paul is a different animal, but if Bad Bunny, this is Bad Bunny. I was thinking about the Cash Me Outside girl, but his name is really Bad Bunny. If Bad Bunny was able to articulate like Andy Kaufman, he'd probably have a top 50 wrestling moment ever or television moment too, with the way that match ended up.
He'd probably be a full-time wrestler.
Yeah, so I'm all about Andy Kaufman being in the Hall of Fame because even though that was before my time, and I believed it after, even after the fact, like, I just have very deep reverence for that celebrity wrestling world story. You won't find one like that close to it. There's not a lot like. And Mr. T had a good run. Obviously the girl Maria Menounos, she had a good run. Like
Maria can wrestle her ass off. So
yeah, they've had good runs. And granted, the Andy Kaufman match ain't shit. But that build up, that lead up, that character, like all the promos he cut, there's a lot of wrestlers that can learn from the promos that Andy Kaufman cut.
I'm all
for it.
Yeah, I got that down the line, but I'll say this before jumping back to Ray and Dom. I just think Andy Kaufman should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's 2023, fam. His ass should have been.
Yeah, he definitely should have made it in before Drew Carey. You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
Pete Rose and Drew Carey. Andy Kaufman should have been in the Hall of Fame right after they inducted Andre the Giant. Like before the Hall of Fame was filmed and all of that and stuff, when you see all of the old versions of the Hall of Fame, where you see like all of the old cats at the top of, like, that's when Andy Kaufman should have been inducted. He should have been an original member of the Hollywood wing of this. It is 2023, fam.
Super facts.
Andy Kaufman should not be. I know this is gonna sound disrespectful, but it's not meant to be that way. It's 2023. We should not be talking about Andy Kaufman and wrestling and just getting in the Hall of Fame with the things that he did with Jerry the King Lawler. Matter of fact, I'll even say this. The year Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross went in the Hall of Fame, or I think they went in the Hall of Fame together separately, but the year Jerry the King Lawler went to the Hall of Fame, Andy Kaufman should have been inducted the same damn night.
Yeah, that was literally going to be my closing the door on it. So we're in agreement. I was like, the latest he should have been in was when Jerry Lawler got in. So yeah,
like there's gonna be some people in the crowd that's gonna be like, "Who the fuck is Andy Kaufman?"
True, they should Google.
I mean, but I've learned.
But I get it.
We daily learn that people don't know how to Google.
I was trying to steal a ukulele because of Andy Kaufman. I just want to say that.
Look, my man was funny as hell on Taxi.
I was at somebody's house that had a ukulele, and I tried to steal it.
Wait! You tried to steal?
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, I was like 9. I mean,
you tried to steal somebody's ukulele because of Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, because we was playing the little song. Hey, yeah. I was like, yo, that's what dude had when he was like, yeah, tiptoe by the window. I wanted that. I was like, yo, what is this? I'm taking it.
Ain't nobody using this shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll show you how to use it. I'm using like Andy Kaufman.
Hey, man. Hey, we just find out more shit about each other's childhood.
Yeah, man.
I could have been Kane. You tried to steal ukuleles and shit.
You know?
But we both watched the George Washington porn.
Bing.
Hey.
Cinemax.
Hey. And yes, Brando, it is long overdue for a physical Hall of Fame for the WWE. But back to Rey Mysterio and Dominik. Yeah, I don't care about this match if it's just a one-on-one grudge match.
Okay.
I don't care about this match if it's just an emotional match. And I put this in the notes. WrestleMania, you have your grudge matches. I talked about that, the art of the grudge match. I also talked about at WrestleMania, we also have, your championship matches and all of that. But your match built off of emotion. And sometimes they mix. Sometimes you have championship matches that's built off of emotion, like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man is, I think, the second emotional match in WrestleMania history. The first one is Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy, because they had white kids all across America thinking that Hulk Hogan died, by the hands of Don Morocco and King Kong Bundy. Like, they was really like sending letters. That was the first send-your letters to the WWE, wishing Hulk Hogan a speedy recovery. And kids was like, "Oh man, King Kong Bundy, just for King Kong Bundy to get squashed in the blue cage.
Yeah, man.
But Macho Man versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, with Macho Man damn near killing Ricky Steamboat with the ring bell. That to me was your first WrestleMania match built off pure emotion.
Okay.
And you've had those matches over time. Hulk versus Bundy, Macho Man versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You got Macho Man versus the Ultimate Warrior. It was not a title match, but that's probably the number one match built off of emotion. Hulk Hogan versus Sid. Like, will he retire? Will he not retire? WrestleMania 9, it's not really a match like that, but WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart and Owen. Really like an emotional match, brings out the emotions out of you. Even going to Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, like, you have those matches right there. Rey Mysterio and Dominik Mysterio has a chance to be an all-time emotional WrestleMania match. But it has to have something on the line. And if it does not have the mask and the hair and the career on the line in one match, I don't want to see a dad just beat his son's ass. I saw that with Vince and Shane. And that's an all-time emotional match. But that's owner WCW versus owner WWF. Me trying to get out of my dad's shadow and my dad being power hungry and fucking around on my mom. Ray versus Dominik is just, I'm with Judgment Day and I want to fight my dad.
Well, yeah, see, that's the problem.
I'm missing something.
No, that's the problem. The problem is exactly what you said. So, for those of you that may or may not know, I have a daughter. She's half Mexican. I've been around a lot of Mexican households and families, and the first thing I just want to say is that I'm disappointed in all the entire Mysterio family, because this just don't go like that amongst Mexicans. I don't care if they're Americanized. I don't care if they fresh from the border. Whether Trump love them or hate them, whether they vote for him or not, whether they eat Taco Bell or not, I'm telling you, from what I know from experience, since David Lopez, shout out to David Lopez, I hope he's still, alive and well. In Freeport, Illinois, when I watched him, I don't want to incriminate nobody. Till, what I'm saying, my daughter's mother and their family and everybody in between. From my man, Rafael Villagomez. What's up, Ralph? I hope everything is well with you, sir.
De La Gomez?
No, Rafael Villagomez.
Oh, Villagomez.
Yes.
That's a new one.
Yeah, for sure. That's my man's.
But Ralph Villagomez, I've heard those.
Yeah. I've never seen a Mexican child of 50% or more get out of line with an adult and not get a stern lesson in discipline immediately, right?
Man.
I was already on the fence about how Dominik Mysterio has just been showing up to his parents' house, cussing them out, pushing down at his girlfriend, slapping his mom, slapping his sister around. I'm like, yo, where does this happen to Mexican people? I don't like, where does this happen? And for the culmination to get the match, we're getting the match because Dominik told his mom to shut up in Las Vegas. That's where we're getting the match, right? Literally. Rey Mysterio has had Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, an injury. He's had his son spit on his mask, trying to snatch it off of his face. His girlfriend then beat up his whole family. But when we get to the point where you tell your mom to shut up in Vegas, oh, now you've crossed the line. Man, Rey Mysterio should have been got drunk on the Thursday night, show up to SmackDown smelling like Corona and beat the shit out of Dominik, and that should have just been the match.
No, Victoria, because that's the advertising sponsor, it seems like, for Rey Mysterio on the WWE.
That is right, yes. So he getting full of that Victoria. No Coronas here, And that should happen. Like, there was a better way to build the story because, listen, I'm also up for the fighting spirit of the Spaniard, okay? And what that means is Dominik keeps showing up. Dominik keeps getting his ass whooped at the crib, but he won't stop coming after him. So now you got two Mexicans that really want to fight. And I think that's a great story. It's a way greater story than this. Outside of that one promo, I don't think he leaned into the Eddie Guerrero thing enough. I don't think that he leaned in. I don't think they helped utilize Dominik's first real SmackDown run when he had the blonde hair and it was in the custody battle ladder match. I don't think they played up to any of that,
man,
correctly at all. There was so much more to be done with this story that I understand why you do want it to be something like Mask vs. Hair or something like that, because we don't necessarily have a compelling story that is authentic enough to not only their culture, but to us as just fans that have watched wrestling for long enough. Like Rey Mysterio is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Literally 20 years ago, I think this story happened. with yeah, you know what I'm saying, with Eddie and the I'm Your Poppy story, Eddie and Ray. I literally think that was literally 20 years ago. And for them to not use any of that for the longtime wrestling fans, or for the we were teenagers through the Attitude Era, or this is the first time I watched wrestling was in the 2000s. Like, we're not playing to any of that.
None of it.
We're just having a classic, bland story of, hey, don't disrespect your mother, which is a great story to learn. But now that's why my prediction for the match is Rey Mysterio has to win now, because you proved that just like I can disrespect you all you want, ain't nothing gonna happen. But when you disrespect your wife and your sister, and the sister, now he got to get his ass whooped. And you can't be the dude that's coming to defense of any woman and getting your ass beat.
Bruh.
It's just not gonna go that way.
See, that you nailed head, you hit it. Everything you just said, it's like, I've whooped your ass, my friends whooped your ass, everybody whooped your ass. We came to Thanksgiving and did all of that shit, Christmas, all of that. But, and I don't want to say it's minor, but something as minor as telling your mom to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, let's fight.
right. That makes no sense.
I mean, I've not been too critical of the Triple H era, but if it was anything that I could be critical on, it's the build up for Rey and Dominik, and how this match should be something a bit more meaningful. Like, it should be a bit more meaningful. For sure. Look, he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
On what, Friday?
Yeah, this Friday.
This Friday, Rey Mysterio is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which, correct me if I'm wrong, this should make Rey Mysterio the first active member of a roster to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's big.
For sure.
But it should also come with the threat of you being retired. In this case, who should be the best person to try to retire Rey? His own son. That's why I know Aubrey has said it a couple of times in the comments for the last couple of weeks. If Dominik don't attack Rey at the Hall of Fame during the Hall of Fame speech, none of this matters.
Well,
like, because here's the thing. Like, the only person I could think of that went to the Hall of Fame that weekend is Flair, and I don't count Flair. Because Flair at that time it's two things with Flair. Brando, we on the same page.
Yeah.
To me, Ric Flair wasn't an active member of that roster at that time. And we knew what the storyline was leading to, which makes it better at the end of the day.
Right.
We knew that Ric Flair was going to win every damn match until WrestleMania when he retires. It was on the dirt sheets, and it was common damn sense without the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
We had no idea. The fact that they said Rey Mysterio is going to the Hall of Fame, I don't think any of us had any idea that it was going to be Rey as the first person announced to be in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Some people had Batista. Some people had other people. Rey Mysterio did not cross our minds. So when they said the first member of the Hall of Fame right here, they said, Booyaka. He was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That means, is he about to retire? Like, what's going on here? Rey Mysterio going into the Hall of Fame? Like, he's still wrestling.
Right.
He just lost a couple of weeks ago to Karrion Kross. And now he's going into the Hall of Fame. Yes, it may have been because of his son, but now he's going into the Hall of Fame. Oh, what's going on? But you really didn't hold that into the promotion of this match. In fact, it's kind of been an afterthought now.
Yeah.
Because this, I will say, as far as Hall of Fame announcements go, I know we're going to get into Muda in a minute. We just talked about Andy Kaufman. But this Hall of Fame class has somewhat been an afterthought. If you put out there that Rey Mysterio versus Dominik Mysterio is Rey Mysterio putting up his mask and his career, but telling his son, you're going to have to put something up too. In Mexican culture, when we have these matches, we go mask and career versus your hair. And you bring that again to LA?
Yeah, they're not acting like Mexicans, though. That's why he's not doing it. But they're not acting like real Mexicans on this, man. And I ain't saying the Mysterio family ain't real Mexicans. I'm saying that Paul Levesque does not have them acting like real Mexicans. That's what I'm saying. I want to be clear. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't about the Gucci, the Louis, the Prada.
Yeah, no, it's like, come on, man. Like, no, come on, man. You know, you gotta be like, yo, man, I saved you from being the Latin king. This lifestyle, like you could have been out here a king. You could have been in jail or dead if it wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? I got you out of the hoods of San Diego. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to join the Kings to be protected out here because I'm Rey Mysterio, you little bitch. Like, that's what he was supposed to tell him. And he ain't kick it to him like a real Mexican would have, like a real Mexican father that is proud of his success. You know what I'm saying? George Lopez would have gave him some great pointers on this at the very minimum. You know what I'm saying? This could have went a whole different way.
You're right.
But you are right. The thing of, and you know what, I was thinking about this. You know, Ric Flair's last run, the retirement run, is a lot like that movie Gran Turismo with Clint Eastwood. Super funny to me.
Without the racism.
So, you know what I'm saying? Right, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and Ric Flair is also a different case because you know what? Listen, the majority of our audience as well as us, we miss Ric Flair's real prime. You know what I'm saying? Like, we missed his real prime. We got the hell of a second and a very decent third run, but we miss Ric Flair's prime when like all the clips that make it to the internet now, like we missed all of that. So to see that, it was just like, okay, yo, Ric Flair, y'all remember him from the 90s. It's like, nigga, what? I remember him from the plane crash and Ricky Blair's Speedboat wrestling 100 times a year. It's like, okay, bet you got it, OG.
You got it, you won.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a little different. With the Rey Mysterio thing, I do agree with you. I was expecting, and I'm still not out the woods yet on this because I don't think Rey Mysterio is the last inductee. So my pick is still Randy Orton for being a part of this class. Since John Cena is going to wrestle also, I don't think John Cena doesn't strike me as the guy that's like, yo, I'm going to be the active wrestler that retires too. So I don't think he's going to do it yet. and as much as I did think Randy and John would be inducted at the same time, matter of fact, I'm still not so certain that Batista, Randy, John, and maybe Brock Lesnar will all retire together. I kind of think that's going to happen. As a soft guarantee, depending on what happens for the if there's one more induction to the Hall of Fame, I guess we'll hear about it Monday because shoot, the induction ceremony is Friday. Yeah. So literally, maybe it is just these three. Who knows? But yeah, Rey Mysterio being retired. Being in the Hall of Fame, definitely didn't cross my mind, but hey, makes sense, obviously. But if he's the marquee guy, then yeah, Dominik has to attack him at the ceremony, because we got about a good 20 or 30 minutes worth of programming that's not accounted for yet. It ain't been no women yet that's been inducted. Ain't no tag team. So if they ain't gonna announce a woman,
where the Killer Bees at?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
If they Brian Blair and Jumping Jim Brunzell, fam.
You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So, you know what I'm saying?
Where's the young stallions at, Kemp?
Right, you know what I'm saying? So if they're not about to nominate the Smoking Guns and fucking damn, what's homegirl name? I forget. No, Michelle McCool's already in.
Yeah, she's in. Wendy Richter, I think, is in already.
Yeah.
Shit, Bull Nakano. Shit.
Yeah. If it ain't the Smoking Guns and Bull Nakano, then Dominik got to eat up some time by attacking his father and you know what I'm saying, Rey valiantly doing the acceptance speech anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is also the first year that they haven't really talked about who's going to be inducting who. There's a lot of out of format things happening with this Hall of Fame.
Is Chavo going to induct Rey?
You dig? That would be cool. I don't know, because the thing is, the way the career started, the way the pandemic started, Dominik is supposed to be inducting his dad into the Hall of Fame. Like, that's literally what's supposed to happen. So he has one shot to cut one hell of a promo here before WrestleMania.
Who the hell going to induct Rey?
So, you know,
Kurt Angle? Kurt
Angle? I mean, hey, possible. Kurt Angle makes his way WrestleMania weekend somehow, some way. You know what I mean? He does it. So,
do you think the WWE would ask Conan to come slide? Conan ain't been over there since he was Max Moon.
Nah, he's not. No, Conan the man, but no.
Now, see, Conan would have did this shit right.
Again, yo, you want to talk about, like, they be like, nah, we breaking kayfabe. Don't ever disrespect me like that, little puto. Like, he would have been crazy. He would have went crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, dog. And again, I am 100% African American, you know what I'm saying? And whatever ancestry will tell me whenever I take the test. But I know enough real Mexicans to know that you can't do this to a Mexican grown-ass man. You can't do this to a grown-ass Mexican man and you just get hit one time.
Yeah, nah.
You just can't. Nah. So that's where my gripe is. But again, my prediction is Rey Mysterio wins. He has to win because, dog, like, you not the hot button can't be my wife and my daughter, and you whoop my ass.
Yeah, nah, that can't be. Let's move on over to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. Let me just get this out the way too. I hated what I saw on Friday. I hated it. Royally hated it. I know for this, I didn't need to see a lighthearted ass KO show, even though they got their ass whooped doing it. I didn't need to see the little, you know, backstage moments with them too when they're like, you know, hey, no. Y'all are going into the match of y'all lives, which should be the main event at night one. The match of your lives. I don't need y'all to New Day me. No, I need y'all to be like, yo, we beating their ass at WrestleMania. Not, oh, look at this cool shirt. Go get it at the WWE shop right now. Yeah. I think we're best friends. I don't need y'all to stepbrothers me.
Fact.
And that's what I felt like they did. They stepbrothers to me. We went through the whole movie of them going back and forth, and then one small moment made us best friends. And now we getting ready for the Catalina wine mixer. No, I need that same intensity. Now, maybe that intensity comes back Monday and next Friday. Maybe this was just hey man, they forgot where they was at and they forgot who they was wrestling. And then we go back to 0 to 60 real quick on Monday and Friday. But on this SmackDown, I did not want to see John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. I wanted to see 4 brothers. I wanted to see Mark Wahlberg and Tyrese. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
And I didn't get that. And that made me concerned about this week, which should be as you said, the real start of WrestleMania weekend or the road to WrestleMania. And that's what had me nervous.
I agree. You want to talk about matches that were really supposed to matter but don't anymore? It's this one. I want to say it was maybe last week or maybe the week before. I'm sorry. Where I said, man, this has turned into Sammy needs love. You know what I'm saying? For like everybody's coming out here hugging Sammy, being his friend, being his brother. He getting his joggers moist over it. He's getting new shirts. They've kind of really killed a lot of what made Sami Zayn great in 2022 and 3, in my personal opinion. Because now he's not getting he's not getting over in the way that he was getting everybody over. He's basically just getting his flowers and is on the victory lap of everything that he did last year. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but this just looks soft as satin sheets on the Essence cover for me. And now the Usos definitely beating their ass. All right. I thought the tag title reign was coming to an end, but it's not. It's not, because everything that made Sammy great as an addition to the bloodline before he got the honorary Uso tag has been stripped away. Sami Zayn was buddy hustling, ear hustling, manipulating, and conjugating and infiltrating his way into stardom. Now he want other men on his body every week and he crying. And the problem with that is that ain't gonna win no wrestling match. That don't make me want to see you win no wrestling match. Even if I was 11 years old, I wouldn't want to see you win no match. I'm like, man, where's the violence? Where is the real way to take down the bloodline? And the real way to take down the bloodline ain't by hugging on your mans and telling you love him before he get in the car. Like, they ain't staged one attack yet. Sammy kicked off this year beating everybody up with the bloodline, but now you want consoling. You want comfort. And, you know, they think they're building suspense with this whole, oh, we gonna wait till WrestleMania, but now there's been the better version of KO and the better version of Sami Zayn that did way better against Roman Reigns than what I believe we're going to get at WrestleMania versus the Usos. And that's saying a lot and not much at the same time, because let's just put it out to the people. Do y'all believe this version of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens can beat the Usos? Then ask me if you think definitively that this version of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn can beat the Bushwhackers. I'm going no on both.
Well, we're about to get into the predictions right now, but the one thing that I'll say is I don't know about the tag team championships, but none of these versions of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn can defeat Roman Reigns.
And neither one. Squash matches.
And look, we watch wrestling long enough to know that vacation time for Roman Reigns is coming soon. It's just, is it going to happen with or without the belt? And who's going to hold the belt? Who's going to be the transitional champion?
Mm-hmm.
I really had thoughts of Sami Zayn being a potential transitional champion. I don't see it no more. So let's go into these predictions, man. The predictions for WrestleMania 39. Just to let y'all know, a programming note, we will not be recording an episode of First Black Champ next week. However, if time and movement permits, we might be going live to watch the showcase of Immortals. So y'all stay tuned to First Black Champ on social, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and we'll let y'all know what's going on a Sunday night.
For sure.
With that being said, let's get into these predictions. There's only been 3 matches that have been placed on a day, which already includes the match between Roman and Cody. We'll do that last. So let's start with the first match of WrestleMania.
Man.
It may be, I may be there live. So, you know what, Brando? Kiss my ass, fam. Why would you even put that in the chat? Brando, why would you
salute to you, like my brother.
Salute to you, but why would you put that in the chat, fam? That's something that you just text. I might be there live. Because you work for who you know what. Wish my job had perks like that. No, I'm just playing. But nah, man. Let's get into the first match of WrestleMania. It was announced that John Cena looks to get the fuck up out of there real quick, as he would take on Austin Theory for the United States Championship. The first match for WrestleMania, your winner of the United States Championship is
disqualification. John Cena by disqualification. Austin Theory takes off with the title. And I'm only calling it disqualification because, man, again, man, what John Cena said was right, man. What John Cena said was right. John Cena is purposely kicking off night 1 of WrestleMania when we know at worst he's the middle of the show act. They put John Cena in the middle of WrestleMania to leave the stands and get squashed by The Undertaker. That wasn't worth it. And they moved, and John Cena was like, yo, I'm John Cena. That's Austin Theory, the United States champion on Raw. He's also the Raw heavyweight champion if you're watching wrestling the right way. But what we going to do is we going to let him kick off the show. Since he really next, shit, I kicked off a WrestleMania for the U.S. title against the Big Show. Let's see if we can get that kind of moment out of this. And I ain't going to front. They're not going to get that kind of moment out of this. I'm worried, but not for the reasons that people, you know what I'm saying, might throw out there. I don't think Austin Theory is going to get featured endeavored. I don't think that's going to happen, right? But there is also no real value of John Cena holding the United States Championship, especially when he's being advertised the 16-time heavyweight champion, in my opinion, the greatest of all time, John Cena, by Michael Cole. First of all, I thought he was still at 15. I didn't know he tied Ric Flair. Which one was this? I don't even remember.
He tied Ric Flair.
I thought he was still trying to tie him. So that's my bad. So that was my bad. But my thing to say is this. Austin Theory, he doesn't need a 5-star match, but he definitely needs a 10-star moment. The fact that he is now put in position to kick off WrestleMania weekend, he has to worry about the next 7 hours of wrestling that's going to take place. So if he don't do something to where they're talking about it at 9:30 everybody's time, you can see that belt off of him by the middle of April.
I was going in that direction myself, but I'm going to go in the direction now of John Cena's going to win and drop the belt the next day. And and get this. Mm-hmm. This is, look, if we're gonna do predictions, man, we're not gonna bullshit with you with predictions at all. We're gonna give you shit that we think that could happen, and think things that should happen. Mm-hmm. So I believe John Cena wins the belt. He comes on SmackDown, Raw the next day. He drops the belt. And Bobby Lashley is the United States champion. Mm. I will get to why a little bit later. Okay. But I believe that John Cena is dropping that belt, or Bobby Lashley's going to beat the belt out of John Cena. One or the other. Okay. Bobby Lashley is going to be the United States champion on April 3rd before Raw is over with. So, okay. But John Cena is going to win it. And I also believe that Austin Theory is going to turn face too. Really? Okay. I think that they're going to make him a sympathetic person here. Because I think that the aim is to what you see right now is old John Cena versus new John Cena. Yeah, that's what the aim is. That's what the aim is. So I do eventually believe that Austin Theory is going to turn heel. In fact, here's what I would do, ladies and gentlemen. John Cena defeats Austin Theory for the belt. On the Monday, John Cena does an open challenge. Bobby Lashley comes out. Then we start to see the reassemble of the Hurt Business. Bobby Lashley gets the belt. They beat up on John Cena. Austin Theory comes in for the save. Austin Theory turns face. John, welcome to Raw. I want your title. Put it on the line tonight. It's Bobby Lashley. Just like that. All right, man. Moving on to let's might as well just go to Seth freaking Rollins and Logan Paul. That is a night one matchup as well. Who we got here? We got Logan Paul finally winning one of these matches, or do we have Seth freaking Rollins saving the wrestling? Man, this is interesting. And I think you win either way with this, considering who both of these gentlemen are. But, shit. Logan Paul's known for competing very well. He's not really known for winning. You know, he's known for competing. Yo, I show up and I do shit. And I do shit better than you expect me to do the shit. Okay. So I'm picking Seth Rollins. And you're going to take one of the best curb stomps ever, brother. Yes. How about that? You know what I'm saying? We're getting the WrestleMania moment out of this one. Yeah, you know what I mean? And who better to give you a great WrestleMania moment than Seth freaking Rollins in this era? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I got Seth Rollins. I won't lie. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put the pressure on. I think this will be a top 5 match of the weekend. And I don't plan on it being 5. Keeping it real. So yeah, but Seth Rollins, man. Seth Rollins owed this. 2022 didn't look real good, even though he put a lot of people over in the process. Yeah, I think Seth is owed one after losing against Cody Rhodes last year. Seth Rollins don't mind taking the fall, but I don't think he's going to take a fall to Logan Paul. So I have Seth freaking Rollins winning this match. But I do have this as top 2 match of the night. And it's a fight between 1 and 2, because the next match we're going to give our prediction on is Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre, triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. I will say right now, I believe that Sheamus will win by pinning his homie Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus will finally get his Grand Slam championship here. Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship, also known as Match of WrestleMania Day weekend. This will be the best match in WrestleMania. And I got Sheamus taking it home. Who you got? Yeah, I also got Sheamus, man. The story is set up for it to be Sheamus, because Gunther officially has bigger fish to fry. You know,
this whole story is about Sheamus, to be honest with you. And that this is a very interesting case where they've built the Intercontinental title match up by not using the champion, but needing the guy that needs the title and to essentially beat his friend to do it. The attention is totally off Gunther. So, yeah, it's going to be Sheamus. I don't have anything other than that. I haven't really liked the lead up to this because big white people should just fight. We don't need to talk about it.
And the world is better when big white people fight.
That's Vince McMahon.
Exactly. We both picked Rey Mysterio for this match, and like I said, I don't care about this match if the mask and career is not on the line. So Oscar, go ahead and make that happen. But let's go to the men's WrestleMania showcase.
Mm-hmm.
I got some of these people right, not all of them though. Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus American Alpha versus the Viking Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Who we got in this showcase match?
You know, the interesting thing about a showcase match is it's supposed to highlight who's supposed to be the future of whatever's coming up.
Mm.
And the interesting part about this is that none of these teams are the future of the tag team division. None of them. If this was an elimination tag team match, I'm telling you right now, my money would be on Montez Ford to just come out alive. not the Street Profits. Montez Ford specifically ending pinning Ricochet or Braun Strowman, because that would be the showcase that we're really here for. Since this is what it is, I'm going to pick the Viking Raiders.
Whoa.
Because the Viking Raiders are the only team that you're going to see in October from this match. You could call it a guarantee. You could call it a guarantee. Well, you might be right. I don't know. But look, the way I'm looking at wrestling, with WrestleMania being the Monday after WrestleMania being the restart, you can't tell me all four of these teams will be teams in October. You can't. Don't believe it. So I'm picking the Viking Raiders because no matter what, they always come back as a team.
Well, look, step 1 and step 2 of my Street Profits breakup prediction has already happened. Angelo Dawkins wrestled Austin Theory. Then the next week, Montez Ford wrestled Austin Theory. They both lost. But they are in the showcase match. And I believe that they will, if it is an elimination tag match, I believe they will be one of the last two involved in this match. But they will lose to the eventual champion, the eventual showcase winner, Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Look, if Braun Strowman won the tag team championships with a 12-year-old kid, he could win with Ricochet.
Man, there's that.
There's that, you know.
There's definitely that.
My prediction is Braun Strowman and Ricochet, and I will get to my day after WrestleMania predictions later after this. Let's go to the women's. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and one more team. So my question is one of the three teams mentioned going to win, or that one team left? And who could that one team be?
Yeah. I got the one team being somebody from NXT, and my pick would have been Toxic Attraction until I caught up on NXT. So there's that. Yeah. So at this point, I don't care who it is or what might be. I told y'all last week that this match is set up to give Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler something to do on WrestleMania weekend, because you can't have Ronda Rousey be an active member of the roster on WrestleMania weekend and not use her in some capacity. And we know she can't be the host, but she can be in the match because that will draw some attention So I got Ronda and Shayna winning this match. Don't matter who come out. Hell, the promo said it all on SmackDown. They were like, oh, look, we broke your arm, we broke your nose, we broke your shoulder, we broke your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't even have to wrestle to get in the match. We just end the match. So that lets you know what time it is. Ronda, Shayna, because everybody else don't matter.
Yeah, I'm with you too. It ain't even nothing else to be said after that. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler is going to win that match. So let's go to Bianca Belair and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Haven't really seen much of a build up for this shit. We just know they wrestling. So who you got, man? Is it first black champ, all black champ, or is it Asuka?
I would love to be about first black champ, all black champs, but I ain't gonna front. Gotta pick Asuka on this one. Gotta pick Asuka on this one because the Raw women's division needs a spark. It needs a revamp. It needs something fresh. And if they're not going to have Bianca Belair like do some underhanded tricks to keep her title, then she's going to have to drop the title. And I still stand by what I said the last 2 years. Bianca Belair doesn't need a title to be very prominent on Raw or SmackDown or in the WWE in general. So why not let Asuka get the title that, I mean, essentially, she's always going to make interesting match-wise, if nothing else. And getting Asuka in some other pairings, I think, would be good. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a great grandiose plan for Asuka with the title. But Bianca Belair has to do something different with the title if she's going to keep the title, get out there. I don't think they have that in place, so I'm going Asuka.
I'm going to go Asuka too, because I think Asuka's deserving of this WrestleMania moment. Bianca Belair has had her WrestleMania moment. So I'm going to go with Asuka, but I'm also going with Asuka because of my day after WrestleMania prediction that I have later. So we're going to go over to the women's SmackDown Championship match. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Who you got, man? You got Rhea Ripley, or do you have Charlotte Flair, the face Charlotte Flair?
This would be weird if I have two women change titles in one weekend, right? That would be weird.
It would.
But you know what? I don't even care about being wrong. I'm picking Rhea Ripley. They're not doing this for no reason, man. They're not doing this for no reason. And I'm just thinking about the future. They're either going to Rock and Stone Cold this, or they're going to Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns this. And I don't know which one yet. But there is going to be a Rhea Charlotte 7, right? Or at least a best of 5. But you can't let Rhea Ripley lose now, can you? Like, I don't think that her whole run ain't shit if she go to SmackDown and lose the first match against the SmackDown champion. Like, I don't see that being a thing. Nah. That don't make sense. That to me is what the internet wrestling community calls a berry. To me, that's a berry. Rhea Ripley going on that incredible run while Charlotte is out, all for Charlotte to come back and get challenged by her after winning the Royal Rumble, being number 1, mind you, winning the Royal Rumble, purposely sidestepping Bianca Belair to challenge Charlotte Flair to lose at WrestleMania? Nah, that don't sound right to me.
I think Rhea Ripley is going to be a champion soon. It just won't be this next weekend. I think Charlotte Flair is going to win this one. I think we're going to see Charlotte Flair have a long championship reign. Okay. Because she's already the 14-time world champion.
Yes, true.
So I think they want to slow up that times world champion, because that means that she would be this close to 17. So I think she's going to have a long championship reign. I do believe that Rhea Ripley by SummerSlam, by the end of the night at SummerSlam Detroit, will be the Raw Women's Champion. But Charlotte Flair ain't losing that belt anytime soon. Right. Let's go to the last women's match of the weekend. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control in a 6-woman tag champ. And just to throw this out there, Becky Lynch has stated that she would love to wrestle on both nights at WrestleMania. So if this match is night 1, she would love to defend her titles with Lita against somebody. There's one team left in the women's showcase match. I would not be surprised if Lita could do 2 nights. They dropped those belts in that showcase match to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Just throwing that out there. But for the 6-woman tag match, who you got? The old heads and Becky or Damage Control?
I got Damage Control with it being Trish Stratus' fault. Because I just, like, you know what? I'm sorry. That's my Monday prediction. I'm sorry, because I got to do a tag team match. You know what I mean? Like, there's something going on here that's going to lead to the Man versus Trish Stratus. There's something leading to that. It's real. It's in the weeds right now. But Trish Stratus has to F up, and Becky got to take it personally for it to happen. So my original pick was always Damage Control. So I'll stay with that, because honestly, I thought you were going to say Becky just wanted to wrestle both weekends. I was like, they're going to fuck up. And then she's going to be like, I'm going to talk to Adam Pearce. I'm going to kick off night 2 against Trish Stratus. That's what I thought you were going to say. That's what I thought you were going to say, so I can say that. That's what I thought was going to happen. But, I'm just going to leave. I'm going to softball it there and just say Damage Control. And we'll just see what happens the rest of the weekend.
I like that prediction. I'm going to go with Damage Control, too. I don't know whose fault it's going to be, but it's going to be somebody's fault.
For sure.
So that's how I go there. Let's go with a match that we don't care about. This should not be happening. Bobby Lashley should be replacing this guy, and hopefully this happens this week. But Brock Lesnar versus Omos in a grudge match.
Yeah, man. I got Brock Lesnar in about 8.5 minutes, depending on how long the ramp is. Depending on how long, it could be less. If his music got to repeat, then it's gonna be 8.5 minutes. But if he get down there to the ring, if he can, and then he can do the, and that takes under 90 seconds, then I got 5.5 minutes. If it take a little longer than that, and you can tell where they start the music over, it's going to be 8.5 minutes. But Brock Lesnar either way.
I ain't give a fuck. All right, let's go to the Hell in a Cell that's happening that weekend. Edge versus Finn Balor. I've heard a couple of rumors that this is going to be Devil Edge versus Demon Finn Balor. So this is the match that the church don't want you to see. I even saw a rumor that Gangrel is going to pop up and appear.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and he's going to take out Damian Pierce. I saw a lot of rumors for this one, but what we do know is Edge versus Honor defend Balor. in a Hell in a Cell match. I'm gonna take Finn. I'm gonna take Finn here, man. I think that 2023 is supposed to be should be a big year for Finn. In order for that to happen, he needs to defeat Edge. I'm gonna go with Finn Balor here.
Well, damn, now it doesn't sound so shocking when I say it. Remember that year we watched WrestleMania and Finn Balor was for everyone?
Yeah.
And I was like, why he wasting his WrestleMania interest being all inclusive, man? We want the demon. Well, Edge has felt it in his heart to give the people what they really want. And that is to see the Demon Finn Balor and the Demon Finn Balor entrance at a WrestleMania. And I do believe that Finn Balor has really stepped it up. It has been really great as the Judgment Day has come over, and gotten over, I should say. Not come over. Pause.
Right.
I want his Starship Troopers Daft Punk helmet. I want that. I need to find that. I need one of those. And I expect a great match, but I expect Edge to help out the young guy that he believes in. Because remember, Judgment Day was really all about who can he help get to the next level and become as big a star as he did in his heyday. What better way for Edge to keep that same storyline true than letting the guy he was trying to recruit the hardest to be in Judgment Day than Finn Balor. I love the long storyline potential of it. That's my pick.
Yeah, man. Finn Balor to me as well, even though I said it first. I think this leads to a nice run for Finn. So let's see what happens. All right, man, let's get to the matches. Well, the match we think that should be the main event for night one. You've already given your prediction. You said that the Usos is going to defeat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I'm going to flip it and disagree with you. I think that either way it go, we're going to get Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I think it is the perfect, well, not so perfect ending to the bloodline storyline with Sami Zayn. I do think that Sami Zayn should be involved in the main event in some capacity. I also believe that the reason why you've seen this drop off a bit is because of what they want to do with Sami Zayn. They don't want him to be in this, and they have to do what they can to remove him from this. And I think they've done a great job in doing that. So, but as far as the tag team champions go, I do believe that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' trajectory should end there with the championship because it's the perfect ending for Sami right now.
That's fair.
But I do think it's still interesting what they might do if they move away or whatever, which leads us to the last match of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most anticipated WrestleMania matches in years. Is this the match that Cody Rhodes will finally live up to his daddy's expectations?
That's wild.
Or will he win the championship?
Oh God!
I told y'all last week, G.
It's true.
Roman Reigns is the dream of Dusty Rhodes. That is the American dream for Dusty Rhodes. So I'm gonna hold myself to that, and I'm gonna give my prediction right now. The American dream lives on. Roman Reigns will defeat Cody Rhodes for the WWE Universal Championship. And I believe that is going to make Cody go crazy. I'm telling y'all. I don't foresee Roman Reigns losing this belt right now. Earmark May 27th. Earmark May, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to throw this out there because it needs to be thrown out there just because of what my opinion is and how this is going to go.
Okay.
I want y'all to earmark May 27th, ladies and gentlemen. Why am I earmarking May 27th? I think we talked about this on the show, but after May 27th, he should pass a Roman Reigns, or he should be at Pedro Morales' number as far as championship days.
Mm-hmm.
I think the WWE has earmarked that mark so much that on Saturday, May 27th, the King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view takes place in Saudi Arabia. Now, no, I don't predict that Roman Reigns will lose the belt on that day. I do believe that in one way, shape, or form, we will see the next champion on that card.
Okay.
On that day, it would be identified who will take that title, because January 1st is Money in the Bank in London. And then that's the next big date you got to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Roman Reigns is going on a vacation soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
He's going on vacation soon. He's not going on vacation to champ. And when I say he's going on vacation, we're not going to see Roman Reigns for about 2 to 3 months.
Oh, you got it that short?
Oh, yeah. I think it's about 2 to 3 months. At least, though. At least.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say, because I
don't think we're going to see Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And we might not see him at the Survivor Series.
Right. Yeah.
Now, a reason why I am keeping it at least is because we don't know what might happen. Ratings might drop, and we might miss Roman Reigns.
That's true. That's true.
But if everything goes well, we won't see Roman Reigns until the Royal Rumble. Either way it go, earmark those 2 days. What's my man's name? Brian Windhorse. Talking about something going on with the Utah Jazz. Something is going to go on with Roman Reigns and that belt around that time. Maybe Cody wins it then. Maybe John Cena breaks the record then. Maybe Sami Zayn becomes Sami Zayn again. Either way it go, Roman Reigns is going to beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
You know, I'm in agreement. Yeah, this ain't how this is supposed to end. You know, just being honest with you. If I had to pick a pay-per-view and a story, I think that we won't see Roman Reigns taking the loss until SummerSlam, because SummerSlam is when this all started. This is when the whole tribal chief, let me sign the contract, let me go down here and whoop some ass, let me show up and win. That's where this all started. So I could see SummerSlam to SummerSlam is how his title reigns end, bookended just like that. We love Cody Rhodes here, but this ain't it. This ain't it. You know, you are trying to sell me on Cody Rhodes winning the undisputed WWE Universal Championship off the strength of his father dying and liking other kids more than him. No. Okay, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. I don't even want that to be the story. I don't want that the reason to be why this ended. You know? Bob Backlund had a better end, and that was some bullshit with the towel. You know what I'm saying? So we need to have a greater story in place for Roman Reigns to lose these titles. I do think it's going to be a great match, though. I think that you are going to get a lot of the emotion and a lot of the storytelling that this story actually needed in the ring. But Tribal Chief all day, the end.
And I had went to make sure. Look at the days. Today is Roman Reigns' 937th.
Yeah, he's not going to be the 943-day champion. No.
Yeah, he's not going to be the 940-day 3 champion. But I went in and just to make sure that I'm right with this prediction. 90 days from now, 90 days from today, according to Google, is June 24th. May 27th, I said we're going to be able to earmark who that champion is going to be. Some way, shape, or form. July 1st is Money in the Bank. We will know, or have a major idea who's going to be the Money in the Bank winner on King of the Ring Day. Because we're going to be able to look at who loses the King of the Ring. Because you're not going to have a King of the Ring and a Money in the Bank winner.
Right.
But I believe we're going to be able to look at who's not King of the Ring and say, hey, one of those people are going to win that Money in the Bank. And that person has between January 1st and 2 weeks before that, before Roman Reigns goes on vacation. Because it's Money in the Bank, then it's SummerSlam. And I don't think he's going to be at SummerSlam, ladies and gentlemen. I think Roman Reigns is going to be chilling with his feet in the sand. So that's my prediction, man. Roman Reigns is going to continue on, which leads us to the end of WrestleMania weekend, but the day after WrestleMania, which is normally big. It hasn't been as big as normal. But let's take it to the day after WrestleMania. Don't have to spend too long on this, but give me 3 predictions that happens from the day after WrestleMania on until we get back into the road to WrestleMania 40.
Somebody tries to make a incredible moment the night after. My guess is that's going to be Montez Ford. I got a new faction debuting or reemerging, so potentially the Hurt Business. I have somebody returning or showing up better than ever that we either haven't seen or didn't expect to see.
Okay.
And I don't want to put a name on that because I think it's just too much in the air with just like injuries and things of that nature. And just, obviously people gonna get future endeavor. It's gonna be interesting to see who they kick off the night with, because no matter what, I feel it should be Roman Reigns. Like even to say, like, even if to say that Roman Reigns were to lose, he should still kick off Raw right now. Because why not? Not the Usos, not Kevin and Sammy, not Montez, not Cena, not Theory. Roman Reigns needs to be kicking off the night after WrestleMania, just because of where we are in wrestling right now. So, I mean, you know what? I kind of feel like this show, the show being WrestleMania nights 1 and 2, will determine who gets to do what. I think some people will be near the crib after WrestleMania and be like, hey, man, just go on home. Yeah, you good? We don't even need that no more. Or there's going to be some, hey, yeah, so yeah, we got that one way, that red eye, right back to Florida. You decent, we good. But depending on who shows up and shows out, I think that's going to determine what's going to happen. And why should it not? You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, Triple H is running shit now. And everything in my mind tells me that Triple H is trying to get that feeling back of, hey, we need the best match, and that's going to determine who's going to do what tomorrow. So I kind of like the uncertainty, even though we gave predictions about what we expect. But I do think with so much talking being going on, we're just going to see a lot of building and not a lot of action.
Okay.
Based on WrestleMania weekend.
All right, so prediction number 1: the Street Profits break up. I think that the day after Thanksgiving, I think the day after WrestleMania marks the end of the Street Profits as we know it. Now, I said that Asuka is going to defeat Bianca Belair. I think a discussion is going to be had. Do we tweak Bianca Belair along with her husband? It doesn't have to happen, but I think a conversation may be had. So along with that, I would not be surprised if we see a character change a bit or start seeing the seeds of a character change with Bianca Belair. Prediction number 2 is Bobby Lashley becomes the U.S. champion, aka the Raw heavyweight champion. I do believe that Bobby Lashley is owed something. Bobby Lashley went from having a program with Brock Lesnar to having a program with Bray Wyatt to whatever happening with Bray Wyatt, and now being in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh, I didn't realize he was in there.
Yes.
I'm still picking LA Knight, though.
I believe that Bobby Lashley is going to wash everybody in that damn Battle Royal. LA Knight would have been my pick if Bobby Lashley's face wasn't in the picture. Bobby Lashley wins. He uses the Andre the Giant Battle Royal win to say that he's deserving of the United States Championship match. And whoever is the champion is beaten, and Bobby Lashley wins the championship, and the Hurt Business returns. My third prediction, and is more long-term, Cody Rhodes goes heel.
Okay.
If my prediction serves me right and Roman Reigns is going to win, based off of everything that I told y'all in the past 2 weeks, Cody Rhodes is going to be a conflicted and crazy man. And he's going to, by any means necessary, now want that championship. By any means necessary. That any means is going to have to be him being the Money in the Bank winner. Now, I've never been a fan of certain people winning the Money in the Bank. Like John Cena, Braun Strowman should never be Money in the Bank. And technically, Cody Rhodes, I don't think should be Money in the Bank. I do think if you have a legitimate chance at being the champ or a former champ, you should not be the Money in the Bank.
Okay.
But guess who fits all of that?
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. I was going to say, hey, look, to me, Cody's entire storyline is built for this.
And Cody Rhodes will turn heel, eventually become the number 1 contender by getting the Money in the Bank. And it ain't going to be no match, ladies and gentlemen. He going to sneak up on somebody and win that belt.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah.
Earmark July 1st for him. Whether he takes out Roman Reigns, because here's my other prediction with that. When Roman Reigns comes back, he's going to be a face. So basically, I'm telling y'all that Cody Rhodes is going to take out Roman Reigns. He's going to do what he wants to do, which is end the bloodline. The bloodline ends after July 1st. It's the NBA free agency, and Roman Reigns starts and ends. And Cody Rhodes, as a heel, will become your new world champion. My last question to you is, because I've been noticing this happen. Do you think they should still split those titles? Or should there be one world champion with one belt? Because there's rumors that Triple H ain't a fan of even those world championship belts. And there might be one belt going forward with one champion.
I'm not opposed to one belt, one champion, because we don't really live in a time where we need to be honest with you. I mean, we've talked about this a few times on our show. It's a lot of people we like to see with the belt, but this ain't the 90s when it really would have worked the best. And it ain't the 2000s where, oh, wow, a bunch of new guys got off and we didn't expect that. This is 2023, and we got the same 4 or 5 people that Roman Reigns been wrestling the last 900 some days, and it's made perfect sense. Like, hey, they even gave y'all Cesaro versus Roman Reigns, and that's a footnote. You know what I mean? Because we don't really need it. There is having one central belt champ working both shows. I think that should be the aesthetic, because obviously one champ, one face. There's only one real true face of a company. Everybody else is just doing PR good, make goods. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. So yeah, I'm all for it. I hope they get a cooler belt. You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. I will say Roman Reigns has made both of the belts look cooler, but I don't want to purchase any of them. So make a cooler belt for me to purchase, and I'm for it.
All right, cool. Well, can't wait, man, for WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. Night 1 happens on April Fool's Day, a.k.a. Lando Day. Lando will be 4 years old.
Yeah.
So shouts out to my son. He turns 4 years old next week. And then we have April. Yeah, wow, yeah, 4. Wow. Yeah, he has a couple of months before he get the hell out of my house and go to preschool or something, fam. So yeah, but we'll work on that. But yes, next Saturday, April 1st, and then April 2nd, and then of course you have the day after Thanksgiving. But don't forget, we have the Hall of Fame ceremony, and then we have the WrestleMania SmackDown. And for WrestleMania SmackDown, they have confirmed that the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal will take place on SmackDown. So shouts out to Bobby Lashley. I'm giving him his love right now. Shouts out to him because he's going to be winning that, and he's probably going to be easy. So let's go with that. Yeah. All right, man. You already know what to do, man. In the zone.
Yeah. Hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We saw those stream numbers hit the double digits, and we appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the Sunday morning. Likes, comments, shares, questions, quotes, things that you may not know about hip-hop culture and STDs, man. We appreciate y'all just being a part of the conversation as we slipped a little wrestling in there too. Pause if necessary. You dig? Obviously, Bang and I could do the show without you all, but you being along and part of the community makes it so much better and greater, and we appreciate that. So listen, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Pick VPDOC, and we are out. Fuck Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah, he gonna win against Grayson Waller, though, unfortunately.
Have a great day, guys.
Carmelo!